Am I the a-hole for telling my fiancé that I'm not going to pay for his parking at work? Hey everyone. A little backstory. I, 23F, have been driving my fiancé Eric, 23M, to his workplace for almost a year now. This is due to the lack of affordable parking at his job. He would have to pay almost $200 a month for parking at his work, which he says is out of his budget. His workplace is a few miles out of the way from mine, so it does take me 25 minutes extra per day to drop him off and pick him up. But I'm happy to do this for him, and usually don't mind at all. Eric has never offered to pay me gas money, which again is totally fine. The only thing I ask of him is that he be ready on time to leave in the mornings. Eric has a very chill job, where if he's late to his office it really doesn't matter. My job is the opposite. I open the office every morning, and so I have to be there at a set time. Unfortunately, Eric has consistently been late more mornings than not. When he is running behind, I have to either wait for him and be late to work myself, or leave without him. Which I feel badly about, and he doesn't like, because then he has to drive himself and pay to park for the day. I'll admit that when he's late, it frustrates me. I'll often go quiet in the car, which he says makes him feel bad. Now to the problem at hand. Eric was late again this morning, and again I was upset. In the car, I told him that I couldn't keep being late to work, and he really needs to be ready on time. I need to mention, never once have I raised my voice at Eric or said harsh words. When I'm upset, I simply go quiet. To my surprise, he then said that he didn't feel it was worth it to have to deal with me being so angry in the mornings, and that after we get married in a few weeks, he wanted to start driving himself to work and having us pay for the parking garage. I told him that I felt like the $200 a month in parking wasn't worth it, especially considering his student loan payments are restarting soon, which will be very high, and that if he was just ready on time in the mornings, everything would be much easier. He responded that actually, $200 a month wasn't that much, and we could afford it. This is where I may be the a-hole. I told him that it was interesting that he didn't want to pay for gas or parking for the past year, and was happy to have me do it for him. But now that we were getting married and he'd have access to my money, $200 a month plus gas was no longer a big deal. I outearn him, but not by much. We are on tight budgets, and will be even more so once we have to start paying back his loans. I said that if he wanted to pay for parking himself, that was fine, but I wouldn't be contributing as I saw it as an unnecessary expense. I added that I was still happy to drive him to work every day, but I did want him to be on time. He got very angry and said that I was lording my money over him. He said it wasn't my business what he wanted to pay for, and that I had no right to control his schedule. I dropped him off at his work, and we haven't talked since. I really don't want to be controlling, and I'm starting to feel awful. Am I the a-hole here?